Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the grand finals of the Summit 2 China by G2A.com. How are we doing, LD?
Oh, hype, man. Vici Gaming versus LGD. Newbie couldn't make it here. Well, they fell short.
We're no longer in the winter. Winter's no longer with me, so we can get rid of our snowstorm.
But it's the Summit winter.
Yeah,
winter is coming. Actual winter.
Yeah. Hopefully no snow.
Although there's no season. There's no seasons in LA, so it's winter only in the month. The month sense.
Summer and less summer.
Yeah. I'll go home for Christmas. I'll have my snow for a week, and then I've gotten soft, man. I don't know about you, but
you miss snow.
Do you have seasons in Australia, like where you live, or?
So Melbourne a little bit.
Okay.
Melbourne, you get 4 seasons in one day sometimes. Like you wake up, it's sunny, starts raining, then later in the day it's suddenly hailing, and who knows? But
yeah, I've gotten soft. I went to college in New Hampshire, so it snows a lot. It's very cold there. But back in LA, I mean, I went to Kiev, dude. I was just whining the whole time about how cold it is. I used to hate those people. Now one of them. But anyway, here we go.
You got to acclimatize when you go back East Coast this Christmas. So we got Vici Gaming. They've had a very easy run through the playoffs. They got a default win against Newbie in the semifinals. They crushed LGD 2-0 in the winner bracket finals, and well, they've had time to rest, think about what the meaning of life is, and here they are up against LGD Gaming once again. So a team they beat 2-0 in very convincing fashion.
Yeah, Vici Gaming have not looked quite as dominant as they did like around ESL and shortly thereafter, though. They have taken some punches on the chin. They got, I think it was 3-1 by CDEC in the NEST, or no, it wasn't NEST.
They did lose to Newbie.
It was Sina Cup, maybe. Yeah. Now, then they lost to Newbie and NEST. They, in general, have looked vulnerable. So, well, Vici Gaming certainly a fan favorite, especially for the Western Dota fans who follow Chinese Dota closely, but they've got a staunch opponent here in LGD. They do have the there's no straight winner bracket advantage as far as games go, but they, of course, did automatically win the coin toss. I'm not sure what they actually chose. But
they chose first pick. LGD chose Radiant.
Okay. So we'll just swap from game one onwards. Same format as we did for the other two regions. And, oh, gods, with that said, I guess let's talk draft. Let's talk hero picks. First overall pick, Jakiro. Yeah. This was ignored in the early parts of the SEA qualifiers, which I was surprised about, but later started getting snapped up left, right, and center by Invasion, and well-deserved, very strong, very versatile hero.
Yeah. And looking at the picks to expect in this series, I would expect to see this Lycan ban probably all 3 to 5 games, however many games this series goes. It's exactly what Vici Gaming did last time these two teams met, and Syla, he's won 3 straight games or something on it. Ridiculous. So he's the best Lycan player in the world right now, and Vici Gaming's opening is very strange. Hero Ember Spirit.
Even Artesia was giving him credit for his Lycan.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think anyone comes close to how Syla. Even going back to like when it was really popular hero back in 6.81, 6.80, he was one of the best Lycan players then as well.
Yeah, to be fair, Lycan is a fairly... It's not that hard to execute a good Lycan. The little perfection tricks with micro and scouting with wolves and blocking, that's a bit trickier, but just executed, it's still a very strong hero even with decent execution. So we'll see. LGD Gaming now gonna go for their third pick. They've gone for your Ogre Batrider. So what are we gonna see out of LGD? It's been, in general for them, we've seen them picking a little bit more with the patch. When they first kind of started as a team, they were drafting like I'd see a lot of dual and tricores. They would run some greedier supports. They would try to play like these very almost Cloud9-y type strats, I would say, but it didn't really work very well. Yeah. So it seems like lately they've prioritized having good tempo control, having more early game laning presence, and as well as more pushing power where possible.
Yeah. They still sometimes seem a bit lost, like they never have a clear game plan, like they're kind of lacking that perhaps in-game lead. I mean, they've got Faith, who led IG to TI2 Championship, but it still seems they're maybe missing that.
And Yao,
just that structure.
Who, yeah, I mean, Yao's not really, at least in the West, is not renowned for his leadership the way, like, say, Xiao 8 is, but he did lead LGD and did decently in the past. But hey, that was with the old squad where they all kind of grew up with him as one of the pillars of LGD, and a lot of these are very veteran players, so you wonder what goes on in the locker room, so to speak, and what's said behind closed doors here. Who's really in charge?
All right. Well,
the crown rests with Faith, in theory.
We'll see where this draft develops now as some key bans here. The Black Slark gets banned out. That was one of the games where Vici Gaming beat LGD, was Black going like 20-0 on Slark or something bonkers, so no big surprise there. And Vici Gaming, like these
also
two picks,
very annoying against Batrider as well.
Yeah, hard to actually lock in place. For Vici Gaming, these two picks are both so flexible. Jakiro can be that support or the off laner, can even be the core sometimes. Ember Spirit can safe lane, can mid. So they're pretty flexible as far as their draft's concerned.
Yeah, and Super plays a fantastic Ember. When he first started playing Ember, I was not that impressed. Especially compared to 430, who was beastie at the time, but Super has played it a lot more over the past few months, and he's clearly just grown into the hero. I would say it's one of his top 2 right now for sure. He just executes the Ember great. So obviously, if you're LGD, you either want to shut this hero down super early, or you want to force him to come to fights. And well, they don't really have that much lockdown. Ogre Batrider is decent, but primarily magic damage for LGD, which is not the best way to generally take down your Ember. So they could invest in more lockdown here, or they could just invest in something that forces him to come to the defensive towers. But for now, LGD, very pick-off focused. I mean, what do we see from them? Do we even maybe look towards more of a global style strat, pick up like a Spectre or something, try to go late game here?
I think it's the Sylar hero, which Spectre, is that going to be a Doom for him? Because they got Batrider already.
Yeah, so this is the first variant. Just lock that Ember down.
It does mean you've got not much good late game carry potential. Doom actually is kind of, I would classify him the late game carry potential just because of how well Doom scales to the late game and how he can
I don't know, man. If Doom gets like Ags Refresher, he just wrecks these heroes.
He kind of is a late game carry in some ways.
Yeah, but there's that period in the mid game where he has like his Blink Daggers, maybe the Midas, depending on how much farm they give him, and he isn't fully online. But I feel like late game, that's where Doom actually peaks again, just because hero buybacks are extremely expensive, and you've got the double Doom, you just have a 5v3 team fight at some point.
It does mean we won't get that variant where they pick like the Morphling or the Anti-Mage for Sylar, or the Spectre you said, which was, I thought that's normally where they're more in their comfort zone, but this just means they have to get some kind of a mid for Yao, which can maybe dish out a bit more damage, which to me, Yao's maybe at times been the weak link of this team, so putting him on a hero of like greater importance to guarantee farm on, like this guy normally tries to create more space than he does try to farm. Yeah,
Yao has definitely been the weak link on this team, at least for me. Especially compared to what he used to be, where Yao used to single-handedly carry LGD. You remember at TI3 where they would just lose the lanes every game. Yao would play Magnus, and if he didn't hit that 4 or 5 hero RP, they just lost the game.
Dude, that guy's Magnus,
and they won like 30 games that way.
And that's kind of how Yao does it. He just makes big plays on these like tempo controllers or initiators.
Yeah.
But I feel like he almost needs like a more farm type hero, like your Templar Assassin, to deal out some kind of damage here, which isn't. That's not Yao. He doesn't play TA.
They do have a bit of room for it. Unless they're running a core Ogre, they have another core coming, and I doubt it'll be a core Ogre.
Maybe the Invoker. It's kind of Yao's bread and butter.
Invoker would be nice this game. You could build Orchid. It's really good against Ember and Weaver. The Quas Wex build also messes with those heroes quite a bit. I think I feel like, honestly, I'm very rarely impressed when I see the Exort build lately. I just feel like it just takes a while to come online, and you can just do so much with the early EMP Tornado.
It takes so long to get your Necro 3 up, and then even by the time you have that Necro 3 up, like you start feeding gold with the Necro 3s, because now that they give 200 gold a pop, it's actually like, it's okay if you can actually break the high ground with it, but if you're not doing that, it's like, well, you invest a lot of money and maybe dewarded a bit with it or something, or got some extra detection. But
yeah, and there's obviously a lot of people are building BKBs pretty early nowadays. Ember Spirit is great at killing off Necrobooks, and we've seen a decent amount of him lately. So
Vici Gaming still banned Spectre, so they may be thinking this could be a mid Doom or a mid Batrider. I guess that's what you do. You put Doom off lane and put the Batrider mid, and you can still pick that hard carry for Sylar if they feel that's where they're most comfortable.
Yeah, if you run the Bat mid, you can kill Ember if you rotate these supports, and they do have a decent roaming duo, so that's possible. LGD, very Empire-esque draft, if you remember Empire from like 4 or 5 months ago. The Storm Doom, they would often throw a Silencer in the mix, and I remember casting this lineup, and I was like, they look decent late game, but they're up against a Spectre, or maybe it wasn't a Spectre, it was like a Void +1. Doom got Refresher. This was before the change to Doom, where it doesn't remove passes without Ag, so I guess this game would be Ag's Refresher. Silencer would just global, Doom would jump in, Storm would jump in, and eventually, like, the Storm had like a Bloodstone Shiva's Hex BKB. You couldn't kill him. Doom would just instantly take out 1-2 heroes, and the fight was over. So I wouldn't count LGD out, even if this goes late. No. But there's going to be that window in the mid game, perhaps, where Storm isn't really that strong. Ember's running around with his Max Flame Guard looking for pickoffs, and we'll potentially see Sylar, or sorry, not Sylar, Black just having free farm on the Weaver.
Oh, it's gonna be a Yao. I was just about to say, like, how much faith would you put in a Yao Storm? And they're actually apparently LGD none. They put Sylar in.
Give him a slightly easier to execute here. I mean, not to say Yao is not capable of great execution. He just hasn't been on form. I think it's less like he's washed up and more just hasn't been on his A game.
Maybe it's just where he's most comfortable. Yeah. Like playing those like Storm TA type heroes it's never been his style. He's always played the Magnus, where you're looking for that good blink initiation, which is what Doom does. I think Doom is more suited to him, and Storm is more suited to Sylar. Even though Sylar, I mean, he'd love an anti-mage or something. But
how do you feel about Storm versus the Invoker, though? He gives you he needs quite a bit more farm if you go Quas Wex, and also a lot more vulnerable, I would say, in general. Has a weaker
as far as
stage.
Picking Storm instead of the Invoker.
Yeah.
I think if you go Invoker, you'd have to go Quas Wex, and maybe you just doesn't have enough killing potential until you get... The problem with Quas Wex Invoker is you have to get the Orchid up, and before that, you have this, like, you're not really offering much to the team, maybe?
By the way, Dota 2 is still muted. So.
Oh, yeah. Get that up.
There you go.
Phew.
Yeah, that's true. It does take a bit longer to really come online, though, and Storm can be very potent against, like, an Ember Spirit Weaver. So, on paper, this looks like a fantastic pick. Main issue for LGD will just be that kind of stage in the game where like Vici Gaming just have their basic levels, right? You'll see Super like phase drums, maybe around the 12-minute mark or so. He's got his max flame guard. Ice is like level 7 or 8, as at least like the basic Tranquil Boot Soul Ring type thing, working towards the mech or Force Staff. Fenrir will be level 5-ish, and the Lion will... I think that's the key for Vici, is ideally getting that Lion Blink ASAP.
Yeah,
because that and Super can just run around killing things.
That's their answer into the Storm, Doom, Batrider, if you want to initiate on them before they go on you. So, I think some of the item timings for LGD are going to be important here. Like Doom, you talk about the phase drums for the Ember Spirit. Like that's when Doom needs a Blink Dagger if you want to take fights in your LGD to get that Blink Doom off on the Ember Spirit. And then from there, Vici Gaming don't really have too much firepower. If you kill Super, you can't just Blink Doom and have Super escape, then come back into the fight, of course.
Yeah, we'll find out if they're going to get the jump. And we do have a quick pause here as Black needs a moment. He is still in the game, so not sure what Vici Gaming's on about. But of course, guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I'm curious how LGD are going to lane this. Like Doom theoretically.
I think
goes
Doom
safe
off.
lane.
Oh well, actually in July on the Batrider. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Sylar mid in July, off lane on the Bat, and then safe lane Doom. I think.
Yeah.
It's not like running the Bat bottom gives you a ton more kill potential.
Yao normally mid, but I just feel Doom is not very good mid.
It's also going to be against an Ember, which is... I mean, Doom will get his levels, but you're not going to shut down the Ember at all. Whereas, laning against Storm can be a bit frustrating for Ember early on. He's got 5 base armor, so he can really get up in your face. Yeah, Ember has... I would say Ember has a little bit more kill potential with the Flame Guard, especially if he gets rotation, but these are weak rotating supports in general. Well, I say that, FY gets boots. If he gets boots, maybe he can get some kills mid, so... Yeah, Storm mid, a bit more vulnerable to ganking, that's the main downside, but if he's in the 1v1 matchup, Sylar should have a great time here.
Alrighty, we'll get things underway. Game 1 of our best of 5 winner will come here to LA to join us in the Beyond the Summit studio for our LAN finals.
Yeah, we've already got a few teams lined up, some really good teams. Secret, EG, and a very deserving first departure who fought their way through the gauntlet. Past Malaysia 2-1, then they got the best of Invasion 3-2, and we'll get some Miracle Dota. Can he have the Miracle in LA? We'll find out.
On the LGD side, we'll have Faith playing the support Ogre Magi, Yao on the Doom. We'll have Ancient Apparition being played by MMY. Over in the mid lane, it will be Sylar on the Storm Spirit, and in July, in the off lane, Boots first on the Batrider for the LGD squad.
Sylar facing his old teammates. No love lost. His replacement, Black on that Weaver. Big shoes to fill, but he's delivered so far for Vici Gaming. Your ESL 1 champions and looking quite good in a few other events too. They are one of the top teams in China for now. Fenrir on the Jakiro. It puts Super mid on, I think at this point I would call it one of his signature heroes, that Ember Spirit. FY, your support Lion, and that will leave Ice definitely on one of his go-tos as the off-lane Elder Titan.
Yep.
So, let's see. Elder Titan off-lane against an Ancient Apparition Ogre. That's going to be tough for him.
Something VG Gaming have done, which is what we're seeing more with the Western teams like Secret early, is not getting sentries to deward the pull, so... This makes their life a little bit harder, getting supports levels, not to mention if the wave gets pushed out at all, you can't really pull it back using that pull camp. So a little bit annoying, but this is the cost you pay for getting boots first on your supports.
Yeah, Lion used to be a terrible roamer, but with that change to Hex where it is a 2.5 second duration at level 1, he's not half bad with the boots first. So, yeah. I mean, it's a bit risky. Like, you go for that play. If it fails, Lion is very level dependent. You fall pretty far behind, but... Well, speaking of rotations, Faith's going to strut up mid. Won't be able to kill Super, but just being a pest as this Ember tries to get his early bottle.
Just means Ember isn't going to go for last hits on this first wave maybe, or until a creep or two will pull back. So it just makes him have a bit of a rougher time. Top lane in July is having a rough time. He cops a Dual Breath and he's getting zoned out.
Want to point out he did skill Firefly level 1. We saw Bone 7 going off lane yesterday, falling prey to that. Tried to go for the sticky napalm build, and really can't do that unless you know for sure you're in a 1v1 or they have a very weak killing tri-lane.
So it will be both teams' defensive tri-lanes, and I think that's much better for LGD. For one thing, they're actually going to start with the Doom in the jungle to grab a creep, and they've got the access to the pulls, the double pulls and triple pulls as they please, and just slightly better zoning potential from their supports even.
This is the way, like, all the understanding of how teams play Doom has definitely evolved. It used to be, like, there was that period, remember, where Eternal Envy would play his, like, the MLG era Doom, where he would always just sit in the lane, get the early Midas, get super stacked on the Doom, and just play like a one position who has more lockdown, a little bit less DPS. And well, nowadays teams always put the Doom in the jungle, get a creep, your supports get a quick level 2, or at least halfway there, and then they can go back in and harass once the Doom returns to the lane.
Size could be in trouble. He's going to go for the TP out.
Did TP all the way back to base, but he was out of mana, so not the worst domain in the world.
Yeah, I guess the creep wave was so pushed out, it's not going to make too much of a difference there. Top lane, Batrider's being annoying. He's actually going to jungle at this Alpha Wolf camp, which is pretty nice because he can do this and then go for the 2-minute rune.
Oh, they're going to Impale to steal some of those creeps, but Injuly does get his experience.
Yep. Jakira gets a bounty rune, that gets him level 2, and Injuly, is he level 3 yet? No. Okay, so he's done well on experience. He could fall back to the jungle, but level 3 is where it really gets good with the second point in Firefly.
So, no stacking out for the Batrider. It is pretty early, and considering that he's getting a decent amount off the offlane, it's less urgent, but we should see, considering that MMY does need his levels on the Ancient Apparition, we should see somebody doing these jungle stacks fairly soon. Just to set up for that quick Blink Dagger is your Doom. Could have a fast one. I'm actually curious to see Yao's build this game. Will he try to go for a Midas, go for that slightly more scary late game style Doom, or just very scary mid-game once the Midas kicks in, or do we see him just go for the early blink and try to get active, create space for the Storm?
I guess it just depends on the timing they want that blink, whether it's like for them really early mid-game or just later on after the Midas. I think the Midas is fine. Like, I think LGD's late game is potent enough with Doom and Storm Spirit, but we'll see the stacks you talked about start. Faith gets a nice double stack prepared for the Batrider to fall back on, and that's level 3 up top, although he is getting somewhat zoned out here. Fenrir once again looking to kind of try and punish this Batrider, but
Liquid Fire. Very annoying. But yeah, Bat is still getting a lot out of this offlane. You compare that to the Elder Titan, SSI is actually doing surprisingly well, mostly because the supports aren't home. They have been stacking the jungle. And having given this much early to Ice, he's going to be a real pest here for Yao, who does not have any extra regen. He didn't manage to find a Satyr. Having that Stomp could be nice if they supports rotate in, but I gotta say, giving a dire offlane Elder Titan this much is really not what you want for LGD. They have good zoning supports. They're not home. Yeah, they're off mid.
Well, I think Ogre just felt like there was potential smoke ganks on Psy. Like, Storm mid is kind of like the SF mid, where one of the ways that this hero kind of fell off and got shut down was these early ganks, and this is why the Ogre's mid. There's a gank coming his way. Ignite's there. They're going to look to turn this one around a little bit. I think Sylar should maybe just run. And
we'll steer it. Not enough. Actually, Faith looking to turn around here. FY going to get caught out by Sylar, but Ice will come back in. Sylar nowhere to run. Gets stapled to the ground. Super with the chains follow-up. Now trying to retreat out. Will end up falling, but it looks to be a 2-for-1. The Ice Path comes in. Party in the middle lane. Yeah.
Sylar was going to head south, and he quickly realized, oh wait, Ice is heading at me from that direction, so it wasn't going to work either way. Could have maybe just ran back towards his T1 mid tower, but by then it was kind of trapped.
Big reason why that's successful is Batrider was off in the woods, so the supports are free to roam, and they also don't have a ward anywhere in this region. I think they dropped the sentry initially, we talked about to block the camp, but that doesn't really help you to spot those supports at all. So, yeah, it's just good awareness by Vici Gaming as well, and it's one of the reasons why Storm has fallen off a bit, because he is a strong 1v1 mid laner in a lot of matchups, or at least decent, but he's very vulnerable to ganks before level 6. Important to shut him down, and just a good movement by Vici.
It was the perfect timing. It's like right before he hits level 6. They didn't go any... Like, they could have maybe gone earlier, but they prioritized getting that level 2, level 3 in their supports, and then they went for that gank towards mid. Faith TP'd mid right after respawning. He wants to keep protecting Sylar until he's level 6. That's crucial right now.
So it is a Midas for Weaver. Black going for that early, so there will be a longer time here where the Weaver is very vulnerable to those ganks from the Doom. Oh, they're going to hex up Sylar mid lane. Gets caught out. Your Storm Spirit Not yet level 6. Slated to fall again. And now they're getting that super snowball rolling a bit. He'll pick up the kill there. He's now 1-1 and 2.
Yeah.
But more importantly, he's 6 first. That Storm very slowed down.
Really good play from Vici supports. Like, just camping. That's probably going to be the last kill they get on Sylar for a while. He'll get his level 6 next time he's in, but this just slowed him down that little bit. And even when he gets level 6, he's not going to be able to gank as quick as he'd like. And Vici Gaming, they're constantly aggressive with this support duo. They're now top lane and possibly going to find a kill in July if they can push this lane out.
If you asked me which support duo would be trying to go for more kills early, I probably would have said the HDAP Rishon Ogre. Just cause mainly for the Ogre, but Chilling Touch, very scary for that. But just not the case. Vici Gaming known for their early aggression. It's really where this team excels. Now MMY caught out near the bottom rune. He'll get blown up by Super and Ice Ice Ice. Ice 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 just forced him out as he went to the rune, and then Super comes in.
He had a Fire Remnant. He got both runes. He got the rune top, Fire Remnant bottom, then gets a kill, and then gets the second rune. That's value. Yeah, some serious value and efficiency coming out.
Yeah, 4-1. This is just a classic Vici Gaming game. Constant aggression, roaming a lot early, and succeeding on those roaming ganks. And it's partially because LGD don't have great defensive supports. Ancient Apparition, useless in that regard. I mean, unless you count a nice Vortex, not much. And they don't have something like an Earthshaker. The Ogre is tanky, sure, and he's got an okay stun slow, but it's not like you have that Earthshaker or defensive Dazzle, Abaddon, that type of thing to secure the Storm's escape.
Yeah, both times he died, Ogre was sitting behind him and couldn't do anything about it. I guess the expectation from LGD is like, oh, they'll just send one support to gank him, because in theory they can kill him with just one support, but Vici Gaming say, look, there's an Ogre behind him, let's send both to make sure we get these kills in.
It does beg the question, like, should they have just put the Doom mid? He's much more difficult to bring down. Like, they're primarily nuke damage on Vici, and, well, he's got a lot of HP. He can also potentially gets a different creep that makes him tankier. You don't know when the creeps are going to spawn, so...
I think there's some definite merit to that, because Doom, while he's
not... And Doom's better at catching up as well.
Yeah, Doom, while he's not going to put much pressure on Super, the important hero for the LGD draft is definitely the Storm Spirit, I'd say, as far as actually getting him farm and allowing him to snowball to some extent. For Yao, it's just get your levels. You're always going to get some farm as a Doom. That's why teams put him in the off lane, because they know he's going to catch up. And
also you're putting him against an Elder Titan, who... Elder Titan +2 is pretty underwhelming. Like, Elder Titan plus what? Lion? Jakiro, I don't really see you getting the kill him there in the Storm unless he's way out of position and they get a great opening.
FY's been spotted here. He's on the high ground. Bounty Rune spawns in.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
FY gods. Even gods may bleed. The other gods.
Bounty Rune waiting for Sylar. He's going to be a happy camper. Gets a kill. Actually goes to the Ogre, which is probably at this point you almost want it on the Storm to catch up, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, that Storm's going to go back mid. Sylar just going for his early treads, and they did get the Midas on Doom, as mentioned, so they have their Doom online. Here's your smoke.
Yeah, this is looking for a
This
kill
could be
Super.
big. Sylar has his ult ready. Super playing with fire.
Problem is Super just pushed out this creep wave, so he has no reason to stay mid. Maybe we'll just wait for the next creep wave. I guess there's nowhere for him to roam as well, so they'll wait for this next creep wave and hope that the Ember Spirit lurks around.
And Flame Guard's down now. That's important, because even though Doom is pure damage, it is blocked by Magic Immunity. Or not by immunity, by spell block first. So it will clear out that shield, and then the damage will start to actually affect him. So with the down, it's a good time to go, and they'll zip in right now into Super. They get off their Doom. The stun's there, and with no flame... Well, actually, he popped at the end. Didn't matter. He was way too low.
That's a smart gank. That's going to at least... I would say at this point, that gank makes things pretty even as far as where we stand right now. Sylar's going to catch up pretty well. Certainly has 1,000 gold. And both carries have their Midases, and both carries are farming well.
So, heading towards the mid-game, they get the kill on the Ember, and with Weaver going for a Midas, I think that's the one slight worry here for Vici, is if the Ember gets shut down, there's really nobody to control the flow of the game, because Weaver's just going to be split pushing. He needs the Ember to create space, and with Lion not having a fast blink, FY's death ensuring that that'll be a bit delayed. All they can really do is like push towers with Liquid Fire, whereas LGD, everyone can get active. They're going to try to take a fight here top lane. The stun comes out, multicast onto FY. Ding ding. Now he gets impaled. Yeah, we'll still continue pursuit. Really zipping in is Sylar. He uses the full mana pool to engage here. There's no more Doom, so they'll back it on out, but a good kill there. Again, FY being punished, and I mean, sometimes you'll get a... Oh, not done yet.
Yeah, he sees the Storm with no mana. He wants his kill. Sylar's still pretty tanky. We'll get some Magic Wand charges, and the Ice Path missing means it's just going to be a kill on Faith, so... Storm getting out of there is the big thing, and just the Ogre kill is not going to make too much momentum go Vici's way.
Yeah, I think getting the Lion kill is a lot bigger than the Ogre. Just because, again, FY is a very important initiator for this team. The most important. Whereas LGD have Storm to initiate, they have the Bat Rider, whose Blink is now online, and, of course, your Doombringer, who's closing in on a Blink of his own if he wants it. So, yeah, I really think FY being slowed down is an issue for Vici, and I honestly think they may have to prioritize him getting that space, but it comes at the cost of somebody else. They're going to go for another Midas here. It's Ice 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 picking one up.
On the Elder Titan, yeah. Elder Titan, one of those heroes who just... There's no items this hero really needs, so you can just get away with going for this Midas because this hero needs levels far more than he needs items.
Big Daddy would argue you need a Yule Scepter.
As a support, but like as a farm, like off-lane Elder Titan, you can get that Yule Scepter after the Midas in pretty decent time.
Yeah, I really do like that Yule Scepter build, though. He just makes it work, man.
Ice 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 doesn't even have any points in the Stomp, I guess, so it's like...
Yeah, like, it is, that's really the key thing, is the offlane Elder Titan. You generally don't get it. Just go for that Tranquil Soul Ring, constantly spam out your Spirit, and...
AA's got level 6. He's been bottom lane alone for some time, and this is something that LGD did before. Vici could do it with the Lion. Lion really wants his level 6, but isn't quite there yet. They're going to go for a kill in mid lane. Yao, well, he's got the backup of an Ice Blast, but he's getting so low now. The Lasso going to maybe keep him alive. 50 HP. The Scorcher still healing him up, and Super Fire Remnants out of there. Doom, I didn't have the mana to turn and go for a Doom.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Arcane Boots early, no drums, then, well, he has gold to spend it to pick something up to increase his mana pool, which you don't really need if you've got full mana when you start the fight, but Yao just had not been back to base for a while, so we'll see up to 2200 gold. Blink Dagger is definitely a real option here. They don't have a natural mech carrier, so if they want to take more fights, then maybe he goes for that, but... Blink just seems to suit this lineup so well. Blink Doom, Storm Zip, H Apparition Ult, Blink Bat, like just such a good pick-off lineup against the lineup that wants to split push. So I'm thinking it'll be the
wand.
Blink.
He had the money for the Blink, but upgraded his stick to a wand, so that's an odd choice. I don't know.
Maybe he's not sure what he wants yet, but I really feel this is a Blink game. Like you need that instant initiation against Ember and Weaver.
I think
even Storm zipping in, you see that him coming, you just press R, you zip out, you time-lapse back potentially.
I think he will go Blink. He's just like, oh, I'm going to go farm because Bat Rider has no lasso. And yeah, mid lane, they've got a kill on the line to start things off. Faith is also... he's not going to be being brought down by the Ember Spirit. They zip back in. Super's been hit by the Cold Feet. Now gets pulled in by the Vortex and Salah. He's really caught up. He's suddenly back in this game after a 0-2 start. He's 3-2-2 and... Well, I didn't even realize until I...
God, please.
Oh, well, he's definitely going to pull a bit of a 3-2-2 here. We'll get caught out. Black
How appropriate. Now he's...
You don't 3-2-2 for long.
3-2-2 before the fall.
Yep.
And that's...
This is Ice 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 getting a T1 tower bottom, so a lot of space being created for Vici Gaming.
Well, the throw is very real now. It's a costly death, though, for your Ember Spirit. Sorry, for your Storm Spirit. Yeah, get all the spirits. We just need an Earth one in this game. As he just completed his first Oblivion Staff, but 67 CS. I mean, like you said, he's done a good job of staying in this game, but it's always going to be an arms race. And with Weaver now having the completed Treads, Akil at Wand, he's got 1300 gold and the Rain of Health, so he will probably have his Linked Sphere only a minute or two after that Orchid, I would say. Something like that. There's not going to be a long time. Yeah, you've got 2 ways to break the Linked Sphere, and of course the Orchid as well as the pull, but you're going to need a +1. The Doom... the Bat Rider, and with 2 or 3 of those heroes missing, if Black plays well, he'll just back off. So, well, I say that, he might get caught right now.
It's smoke o'clock for both teams, as LGD are going to make their way top, looking for Black. They'll go with a lasso to start things off. They need a Chain Stun as well. With a Nice Blast, they've got more than enough damage. The multicast even proccing, although I don't think they needed it.
Faith has been very, very impressive on this Ogre. 2 for 2 on the multicasts.
All skill, baby.
Yeah. As pointed out in your previous cast with Winter, though, it's actually a surprisingly high percentage for a RNG-based ability, but they will find Yao mid. He's going to chuck out a Doom here. Finger in your face, says FY. They'll bring him down. Super.
For Sila, he gets Hex up to start things off. FY going to wand himself back up. No Chain Stun available. Faith going to miss this multicast, but he didn't even need it. Super will survive the Doom. That's the big thing.
Yeah. Unless Ice 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 wants to troll and deny him, but trolling was had this day. So they lose their Weaver, and again they lose the Lion, who was just starting to really make momentum towards that Blink. He was up to like 1,300 gold, now down to 1,100 and change, and super. He's found an Invis, and very close to dying to Sylar, though. He's going to go in on him. He's got Flame Guard ready. Oh, Sylar can't die again here. He's going to double zip. Dodging the stomp, but not dodging Super. Continues to chase in. On to MM White. Even the creeps cooperating with a little Hadouken. But not enough just yet. Sylar still being pursued out. They'll rotate in their Doom. Doesn't actually have Doom. He's gone for the Alpha Wolf, so no stun here. They can't keep the Storm alive. He falls again. As Yao will try to turn this, but unable to do so. This Ember quickly getting out of control.
Yeah, and also Ice just offering so much damage output continuously with the Astral Spirit. So he just chased him down. I don't know.
So Yao goes back for the completed drums, which you definitely want something for your mana issues as Doom, but I feel like he could have addressed this in other ways. He had such a fast blink, and you've just seen Super running roughshod.
Yeah, it's an odd I guess, like you say, he was saving up the money, wasn't quite sure what he wanted to buy, and settles on this, but we'll see Super top lane. We'll get beat to the Illusion Rune. I mean, this drums is just like a kind of neutral item. Gives you some stats, not going to really be too game-changing, and I still feel he needs a blink at some point.
Yeah, it's more just by the time he gets one, is it going to be our Super and Black going to be a bit out of control? Because there was definitely a window there where Super, several fights with a Doom blink, you would have killed him, he's able to live, and well, the Weaver has been ganked once so far, but I don't think they've done enough to be comfortable about Black's
number
position.
2.
Well, he got caught out again.
The exact same trio of gankers, and Black going to get caught out. The chain stun will be there, and with an Ice Blast, Black going to go down.
Little B got down again. At the same time, Vici make their move, but there is a Radiant Observer Ward spotting this out. Not going to happen. Zip in top lane. Storm going for FY, but FY quick on the Hex.
Yeah.
Sylar, you're going to back off.
Yeah, after that first attempt fails, Sylar, you do not want to keep chasing after they have the time to TP in.
They're going to go in mid on Yao. They've ice pathed him.
Scorched Earth is there. We'll get stunned up.
The Liquid Fire instantly wakes him up.
FY's trying to bait at top. He's just like sitting here with a mana drain, hoping they go on him with Ember Spirit hiding. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure Sylar is he's just too nervous after all these deaths.
Yeah,
really rough game for the Storm Spirit. He's sitting 3 and 4, and honestly, it almost feels worse.
Yeah, he's not done too well. He's farmed all right. Like, he's not falling behind too much as far as the item progression goes. It'll still be like a maybe 20-minute Orchid at this rate, but he could get ganked out. This is... Oh, it's just FY. He's got a Finger of Death. He's probably calling for a TP. He's like begging right now. Like, anyone come and I got Finger and this guy will die, but...
Little does he know.
Hell, Finger to follow. Ice Path there as well, but there comes the Bat Rider. No Finger being used just yet. An FY will Finger, but Sylar's still alive. He has Wand, he has Bottle. He's going to be just fine. Zips in, looking for Fenrir as well. No more TPs from the Vici Gaming side, and...
They had 5 coming top. I think he could have gone for that. Well, it's just the way his game has developed. He just like if Sylar was having a better game, he would go for that. But he's not feeling very confident right now. Can't really blame him.
Get a tier 1 tower instead, which get him just that little bit closer to the Orchid.
It's a fairly decent timing for Orchid, especially considering the number of deaths, but at the same time, Black up to 1900 gold. I guess it's good news they've killed him twice.
So in the mid lane, Ice getting a bit greedy here perhaps. Doom is available, but they definitely want to try and hold on to that one. He'll throw an Earth Splitter before he dies. Just the one kill, but they also hold on to this tier 1 tower, well, they'll deny it at least, which is a pretty big victory for them considering they got the last hit on the top tier 1.
This is a game that would make George R.R. Martin proud, man. A Song of Ice and Fire. Everywhere you turn, there's all kinds of elements flying around.
He's, I think, going to die again. Has quite a few 1 charges, but 200 mana going to dodge the Hadouken.
These creeps just hate Sylar. Jesus.
Doom shows up. He'll use... Ooh, tried to use the Doom. He raised his arms, but no pentagram for you.
That change in the cast animation, just a bit longer in this patch, and it cost him. And now Super going to claim a tower mid. This is really big for him. Up to 1900 gold now after I mean, to be honest, a lot of heroes getting shut down this game early. Like, your Embers died 3 times. He is 4, 3, and 6, so I wouldn't say shut down by any means, but he was thwarted a bit. Black with the 2 deaths, the Storm for Sylar with Fords. Just a really aggressive and bloody game from both teams.
Yeah. So far, in July is having an amazing performance in this battle. Like, the 2 kills on the Weaver, and even aside from that, he got so much out of the offlane, has Blink and Force Staff, and now it picks up a gem, which he actually bought himself. So he's 20 minutes in this game. He's been definitely the shining star of this LGD side.
And they're looking for a zip in mid now on Ice. They're going to bring in the reinforcements in July coming up north. I'm wide there to greet him. Maybe they head all the way top.
They see super mid too, which is actually going to be like, ooh, pretty juicy target.
They want to kill Black before he gets his Lincolns.
Yeah. How close is he? He's got the ultimate orb and just needs the Lincoln's recipe.
But doesn't seem like they're going to find him. This trick worked twice. It won't work a 3rd time. At least doesn't look like it will.
No,
Just the way he's hugging this tree line with Ice behind him, they are expecting Black to get ganked soon, or at least prepared in case he does.
The problem is, there's a gem in the bat right, so even if you get the Shikuchi off before the lasso, he still will lasso you if he's fast enough.
Yeah, that's where, and Stomp initiation, or Stomp is not the best counter initiation, let's be honest, so. Yeah. You've already got to basically have the Spirit there ready to stomp if the Bat Rider jumps in.
Like you say, though, he seems pretty aware. They even put down the Observe Ward, but him and Ice just hugging the tree line at this tier 2. So, they'll be safe for now. Smoking failed, but...
This is big. FY finally gets his Blink, and he needs to make something happen with this. Ice Blast will come crashing towards the bottom lane, but...
He ain't killing this Doom, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's a level 8 Lion. Oh, he's going to impale.
Drops his... he hides his Blink.
FY, please.
That's
yeah, I mean, okay. it does hide the Blink, but very risky. I don't know if that's worth it just to impale a Doom who just shrugs it off.
He wants to pretend he doesn't have Blink, then TPs to meet his team to go for a smoke gank. And
next level. Let's see if it works. At the same time, if LGD are waiting here with 5, it might not matter which they are.
MMY in a pretty good position. He has a kind of awkward...
Super going for the Sleight of Fist. He walks up the hill into a fresh Orchid from Sylar. Hello, Super. Goodbye, Super. Now the lasso on the Fenrir, controlling him as well. Your Jakiro caught out. He'll drop 2. Now Sylar joining the fight a little bit further. They'll take down Ice as well. A quick 3 for nil, and they look for FY, who barely blinks out. Can he retreat? Oh no, no TP scroll. They lost eyes on him. Now they get it from Sticky Napalm. Another zip. Where's all this mana coming from Sylar? He's just got oodles of it. Well, 4 for nil.
Yeah.
So much for the Blink Dagger trick, huh? Ooh.
Yeah, that was... Just LGD were there in numbers, on the high ground as well. So Vici Gaming smoke up. The smoke gets revealed, but then they try like, oh, let's go up, and it's just one hero revealed it. No, it was all 5 LGD heroes waiting there for him and punishing Vici Gaming, maybe just getting a bit too cocky and aggressive there, because Vici Gaming are not really designed for 5v5 team fights into a Doom, Bat Rider Lasso. There's just so much like insta pick-off potential from the LGD side.
Problem for them is I really don't think they have the slate, to be honest. Like, I would say they could win the slate, but not the way it's developing. LGD, eventually this game will have a double Doom for Yao. It won't be for a while, but they will at some point have that. The Bat Rider's already basically got his BKB Lasso, at which point there's no way to counter-initiate that. Yeah. You jump in, maybe he's got to use the Force Staff to break the Weaver linkage if that's who you go on. The Ember will be an easier kill, most likely. And then you've got a Storm against a lineup that has one hero to take him down. A relatively underfarmed and struggling FY Lions. So it's going to have to be a game where Vici outplayed LGD, because I don't feel like on paper they don't match up that great against them later on.
I'd agree with that. And the problem is when you only have one hero who's squishy who can maybe deal with the Storm. If Storm can find line, just goes in on him, orchids and kills him to start the fight off. And what are you going to do about it?
And when he gets a BKB, he doesn't even have to find him right away. So,
like, Ice Path is maybe the only thing you can do to try and save the Lion there. And even that is going to be tricky to land. But FY is pretty sneaky, hiding in trees, and actually maybe looking for a pick off at bottom lane. Vici Gaming could find this Storm Spirit here.
Sylar, this is trouble for him. Impale to start, or rather Hex to start, Impale to follow. And the kill secured.
All right.
They might go top as well, looking for Black here.
I have to break
the Lincolns. Look at these wards in the jungle. Oh my goodness.
They've got the full...
The four corners.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's a little... it's just Vici Gaming are so bad at taking Roche. I feel like you can actually get away with this.
They're going to go for this. They forced staff to break it and lasso. No, didn't get the lasso off.
They forced out a TP, though, on the Ember. Yeah. Immediate cancel.
I think Injuly just slightly misplayed that, maybe. If he forced staff... And his blink wasn't in the right position, but that's okay. It was going to be risky anyway. I could see that quickly being turned around and getting punished.
Yeah, that's where Vici Gaming will excel, is if LGD overextend into a tower. Because Vici don't have like the best AoE setup. They've got the Lion for single target initiation, Ember who's okay for that. But if you group up under a tower, get caught overextending, like an Ice Path hits you or a Stomp sets up an Ice Path, then it's a disaster. So, like you said, wisely will back off. But yeah, going back to these wards, I think normally you would not see this, but Vici Gaming are just very... They have Liquid Fire, but outside of that, their Roche is just so damn slow that LGD just aren't very worried about it. They will scout it with the Ice Blast now, but in general, this Roche is not a major threat.
I agree. Until Weaver gets like some kind of a damage item, it's just a bit tricky to do. So we'll see LGD if what they plan on doing now. They've got the BKB on Yao. And the thing with Yao, like this phase drums build is quite different to your normal like Blink Shivers build. You actually right-click really hard. That's why he's kept this critical strike, because he's lots of movement speed, so he can keep up and just get lots of right clicks off, and the extra attack speed of the drums. So he gets a lot of benefit from having this critical strike.
Yeah, it gives them some physical damage going into late game. So it does seem that was the long-term plan for LGD. There was a bit of a worrying period in the mid game, but Vici weren't really able to punish it, and now he hits his stride. He's got pretty much everything he needs to get active in the fights. BKB's up. I still think Blink was a great item on him, but maybe they just count on the Storm and the Bat to initiate. They say, Yao, just go straight for your Shiva's Refresher, and we'll jump in. You clean him up.
He may even be going for more like Assault Cuirass type items to help give the team some armor to deal with the natural order. And then just make himself into more of a right-click and carry. He's picked up the plate mail, so either Shivers or AC. Both are just fantastic here. But
yeah, the attack speed slow is not really that great against the Weaver Ember. Sleight of Fist isn't affected by it, and of course Weaver has the double proc every X number of attacks, so...
Nothing Vici can do to defend. You're against a Batrider who's... These side lanes are just so hard to defend because Batrider has so many ways to engage over the trees and just catch you by surprise.
Well, Gods, they're going to push in here. Take this tier 1 down rather easily bottom lane. It's been up for quite a while. Still a tier 1 mid standing. Impressive for Vici they've held on to these towers so long.
It's alright. Black doing black things at the top lane. Just getting his farm on, split pushing. Forces Silo to TP back so they can't continue their push onto the tier 2 tower. Which is, I guess, as much as Vici Gamer can hope for right now.
They did drop 2 sentries just to deward one of the 4 wards in their jungle, by the way. Random aside.
They'll need another 6 sentries then, I guess.
That's right, yeah. It's going to be 800 gold down the drain to get rid of all those wards. Here comes your gank train. In July on the prowl, they do have eyes right now on Ice Ice Ice. I believe they saw Super walk into the woods as well.
Bit tricky to get past these
an
towers
awkward
without being
angle,
spotted, yeah.
Especially with the tier 1 up. Otherwise, you can just swoop around this way.
Yeah. So, maybe they just go for this tier 1 tower instead. It's a bit harder to use the Batrider to force towers in the mid lane. You can't quite get those same nice angles over trees for the lasso, but still, they've got 5 heroes, so it looks like they are intent on getting this tier 1 mid.
Well, for LGD, they have the BKB up in Yao. Sylar's is almost complete. He's only about 400 gold short here. So if they get that, the Batrider BKB, I think nearly done. Mithril Hammer on the ground, so I'm not sure whose that is. I think it's the Batrider.
Oh yeah, Sylar's got 2.6 I think.
I think it's the Batrider. So yeah, they're going to have double, or actually triple BKB, excuse me, very, very soon. And again, Vici Gaming's only answer to BKBs is to run the hell away and try and bait them out.
Here we go top lane though. Black's got Lincolns and here comes the Batrider. He'll look to break this and then get the lasso off. FY Sing behind can maybe try and save him. No lasso. FY needs to just run here, but the Storm shows up. Could go on Black, doesn't get the silence. Goes for the silence on FY.
He time-lapsed, but he got doomed. Oh no.
They just had too many there. Like so many spells to break Lincolns and then silence heroes afterwards. They had the Orchid, they had the Doom. That was... I guess they thought only 1 or 2 would come to defend top, but LGD brought all 5.
It is the risk when you run these split-pushing cores. If a team ever wants to go for this Doom, Storm, these super effective jumpers, maybe a Faceless Void or Silencer in the mix, you can really struggle to get away with your split-push game. LGD just knowing the solution to Vici, and Vici's still a fantastic damage output, but it's just... Can they keep their team alive long enough to dish it out? It seems for now they haven't been able to.
I think Vici have no way to take fights for quite some time. They can sit back and poke and just keep spamming their like chip harass spells from afar, like Sleight of Fist and whatnot, but any kind of a fight to Doom and the Storm Orchid is just not going to work. Your
bottom lane only safe because that lasso's down for 20. But Super's going to have to be careful here. He does have a Remnant very far back, can retreat. What else does Vici even have to offer as a strategy this game? They don't take Roche that quickly. That will change with the Weaver Desolator, so I mean maybe that's their play, do you think? Just try and sneak into the Roche?
Yeah, they defend high ground, so that's probably their best asset. They can defend high ground, and theoretically, like, you go ultra late game, I think LGD maybe have a slight edge because of the Refresher Doom, but it's still a case of anything can happen. Like one misplay, one good team fight going your way, and suddenly you come out on top. You catch him by surprise with a buyback or something.
Or he uses the Refresher Doom, and then you get, like, you have Aegis, you use buybacks, and then he's got nothing.
So late game scenarios with buybacks, Aegises and stuff, you are on the dire side if you're Vici Gaming. Like, you can still beat Refresher Doom, and it's still this, like, Batrider, there's Storm, there's so much catching potential.
Well, LGD gonna wrap around here. They've gone back for a Momoya Midas.
Yeah, I like this. Vici Gaming are gonna play this defensive,
and they have all their core items now. So like the Ancient Apparition can afford to play a bit greedy because these 3 cores can do a lot of work through the mid game. So yeah, I'm with you. I really like this pickup, even though it's very late. 30 minutes, but what else is he gonna buy? 4 staff? they're not the ones getting jumped. They're the ones being aggressive.
Yeah, so Vici Gaming will just keep kind of being somewhat spread out at the map to keep as many lanes pushed out as possible, but LGD, they're going to lose heroes here or there. Like what happened at top lane, you do this enough, at some point you're going to make a slight miscalculation about where your opponents are on the map and you get caught, but the fact is they've still got all their tier 2 towers up, partly because of this playstyle, so even though like earlier FY and Black died top lane, it's just kind of part of the strategy in some ways.
Black will complete that Desolator now. The Midas about to come off cooldown, and this could be a Rosh opportunity, but LGD are already primed to contest. That Rosh actually not happening just yet, but will be soon, and they're going to look to D-Ward near the pit. They'll clear out one. Of course, with the Elder Titan, it'll be hard for LGD to sneak this either. That Spirit always a pest, but I mean, going for Roshan against this LGD lineup, so risky unless you know where they are. Bat Rider to jump in, H Apparition Ice Blast to scout, Doom to walk in. I mean, what does he care? When he runs in with BKB, you're just running the hell away.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think there's any way Vici get Roshan unless they win a fight.
They have to like draw LGD elsewhere on the map, and then maybe they can pull it quickly out of the hat.
Maybe if it's like a 2-man slow Rosh while 3 other heroes show on the map and it's a proper Roshan sneak, but if they have too many heroes missing, it's just not going to work, I don't think.
Well, gods, of course, it is a best of 5 here, and it's, for now at least, still a fairly even game. 7,500 gold lead for LGD, all the more kind of the control of the game pace in their wheelhouse, but still within closing distance, Vici Gaming is, and 5,000 experience lead as well. So yeah, nothing too overwhelming here, and do have to consider that they've got 2 Midases and Devoured Gold, so some gold lead is kind of inevitable.
They're going to make their way towards this mid lane as 5, so at some point Vici Gaming will try and stall these pushes as Ice throws out the Astral Spirit, throws out the Stomp, but more than anything to stop these pushes, they'll
Here comes push. Batman, FY, waiting.
Okay.
He does have that Spirit nearby, trying to give him some eyes, but...
Yeah. The only way Vici Gaming have any chance to win a fight is if they can maybe like blink Hex the Bat Rider and burst him with a finger, and then not go like get caught up by
I think they're going to go with Black here bottom lane. They're throwing out the Ice Blast. Will we see a teleport? No, never mind.
This is just the best way for Vici to defend. Split push the bottom lane. LGD won't go high. If LGD try 5-man high ground, Black will go back to pushing bottom lane, but he sees Sylar down here now.
And if LGD try to go push top, Vici Gaming will walk right into Roche. So no, they're going to go into the jungle here. They'll find FY, but he's quick on the Hex. He manages to blink out. What reactions from him. The Radiant had this Observer Ward, and now they're going to try to turn this one around. Huge remnants forward from Super. He just gets the chains on Faith on the Ogre. Not sure if that's the hero you want to commit everything to. Well, they will commit everything to him. The Macro Pyre, the Finger, why the hell not? Now the Swarm onto In July is the rest of LGD just going to retreat on out of here. Your Storm looking to come in. BKB now ready on him as well as Yao, and he'll come roaring forward onto FY. BKB popped, he'll kill one off. He's looking for more. Sylar trying to get aggressive at the same time. Black lassoed, but not really focused down. The Doom already expended, so Black should be able to retreat out of here, it looks like. Unless they pull him. Oh no.
Perfectly timed pull as well.
Well, that's like you throw everything at Ogre and then you chase further. I don't know about that.
I think it was the right move to throw everything at Ogre, but then it was, what are they chasing for? They went on the Ogre because they knew Storm TP'd bottom, so like, look, we can take this fight, there's no Storm here, they got the kill on the Ogre, and then they kept chasing, gave time to Storm to show up, and that was problematic.
Very questionable.
Everything before that was good. I think it was smart to just get a free kill on the Ogre, then they can back off farm, wait till they have their ultis again, and they'd be in a perfectly fine position.
Yeah, if they had just backed off right away, it would have worked out well for them. But
slight misjudgment, and...
But it might have been a slight misjudgment, but it was a very costly misjudgment. As
two of their cores.
That gold graph now spikes up a bit more dramatically. Closing in on a 10k gold lead here for LGD with the Weaver and the Ember dying, as mentioned. Yeah, two cores, and if you're up against all this single target lockdown, you need super fat carries, or you need to just heavily rely on buybacks, which means they need to be super fat. So, yeah, it's trouble.
This Doom's getting really farmed as well. He's well on top of the net worth. Has another 3.5k gold to go with his BKB Shivers, and yeah, Refresher could be in pretty close sight. It gives him the double BKB, the double Shivers, but most importantly, of course, the double Doom.
That's going to be the timing for LGD, I think, Gods. They'll get the double Doom. They already have... they might even have their Ags on MMY around that time, because Doom is to... Well, actually, no, Doom's pretty close, so maybe they don't wait for that Ancient Apparition Ags. Maybe the bat is a Shiva's, but I don't think there's any other big items they need. Perhaps Sylar will complete his Bloodstone or Lincoln's, but I mean, it's a little bit late for a Bloodstone, I would say.
I scout out the Roshan just to make sure that Vici weren't doing that since they'd spent some time missing, and looks like things will be okay for him, but just see what Vici... I'm curious to see how Vici itemized. Like, Ice has a Ultimate Orb, Super has a Perseverance. These could be Lincoln Spheres against all these single-target initiations. The Lasso, the Doom, the Vortex, the Orchid of the Storm. A great Lincoln scheme, but at the same time, like, if you're going to kill this Storm, you need a Hex, so... And Super's probably thinking, if we want to win this late game, I need more damage. So as much as they want Lincoln Spheres, it does kind of... It's kind of like those BKBs, where sure, you're going to stay alive, but are you actually going to dish out enough damage going for Lincoln Spheres, like especially on a hero like Ember Spirit?
I don't think you go mass Lincolns because there's a lot of ways to break them, and you don't really have to commit to break them either. You can just casually throw out the Doom level Death, the Ogre Magi's, either of his nukes, Ancient Apparition. Probably not going to walk your range for a Cold Feet. It's just like you said. I don't think they kill LGD without some more damage items, so and the Hex. So they're just going to have to risk it.
Yeah, I think especially Ember Spirit, you got to go something like Battle Fury or Battle Fury, another Battle Fury Daedalus.
Maybe you get like one more damage item on, or like the Hex and one damage item on the Ember, then you go back for some Lincoln Spheres, but I don't think you go for them right away.
We'll see. TP's forced out, so AA. Well, that's just an AA TP, so we can always throw that Ice Blast from afar. And LGD, they haven't got the best Roche lineup. I guess Doom is an alright damage dealer with the Alpha Wolf Critical Strike and Pack Leader Zora, but I think going for Roshan is just an unnecessary risk.
Yeah, they just don't have map control right now. Look at this dire side vision. They got nothing, man.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Whoa. 5-man DC.
Instant pause. Thank you, Volvo.
Yeah. That's a nice little fix. I remember we had the 10-man DCs and then suddenly the game ends.
You remember the WCA games where... I don't know if you were actually watching them, but this was when you were back in Australia, and Basekip and Cinderin were casting like a 100-minute game.
Yeah.
The players would all DC. They'd all like walk back to Fountain with like one team had 2 or 3 lanes of racks down, the other team had 1 or 2 down. Like, yeah, the creeps keep on walking in and hitting buildings, and then like finally one player would manage to like get back in and pause, and I don't know, it was a mess of a game.
I thought the auto pause was added quite a while ago, wasn't it? Or was it?
I don't think it was getting auto paused. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, it sounds like from your
I think it was also like not all of them disconnected, but like, you know, before you disconnect, you can't really control your hero.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything, and then the creeps are still walking. Maybe that's what it was. But yeah, it was ugly.
Yeah, there was like an actual, I think it was DreamHack like a few years ago where all 10 players DC'd because the power went out
That's
or something.
Right.
And
yeah,
then
if all 10 DC'd.
And it was like 30 minutes of the game. This is, I mean, replays are still bugged. Like loading from replays has been bugged for as long as forever, and
we did it recently, and it worked, but the runes spawned at random times, and...
BKBs went to 10 seconds.
Yeah, BKBs that were down to 5 seconds went to 10, which wouldn't be such a big deal necessarily in the old patch, but in this one is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the team that had the advantage because of that bug lost anyway, so it ended up being relatively fair, I guess.
Alright, well, Doom's got money for his refresher up now, and he's going to buy it. Doesn't care about buyback right now, and he's probably with good reason. He's pretty damn tanky, this Doom.
Do they want to go high ground now? I don't think so. Probably just get some wards down, establish map control, maybe try to go for the Roche.
It's just so annoying and frustrating getting constant sleight of fist spam. Just the Elder Titan's just so annoying.
For both teams, yeah. Just walking into the pit. It's like whoever goes in there are the ones walking into a death trap, basically. Unless they have a kill or two to start it off.
So LGD just going to sit back. They still have some room to grow with their items anyway. It's like Bat has a plate mail. He's going to be going for maybe a second Shiver Scout, even an Assault Crest somewhere in the team. Storm has a Perseverance, so possible Bloodstone, maybe even a Lincoln Sphere himself, because the Blink Hex from the line's one of the only things that's going to kill him. So I think Lincoln's on Storm is a good way to build here.
They are going to go for the Roche, and the timing is your Refresher Doom. So they'll get the Aegis here, if uncontested. Aegis, Refresher Doom, you throw this Aegis on your Storm or your Bat Rider, and you just, probably the Storm, and you just go for it high ground. I don't think you have any need to wait. You can take this later for sure, but you're very strong right now. And Vici, good defensive lineup, but that's only assuming a very kind of stagnant, slow, and steady push. LGD don't push that way. These heroes jump onto your back lines, start picking heroes off left, right, and center, and I think this like Elder Titan Jakiro type draft is really going to struggle when LGD look to break the base.
Yeah. If they jump far, you find the pickoffs and then you focus the buildings afterwards. Most times will struggle to find those pickoffs, but
it's like running a Keeper of the Light against this draft. He tries to illuminate. Oh, that's cute. You get jumped. Top lane. Speaking of which, there's a jump in from Sylar. He finds one. He's going to look for FY here, trying for the TP out. There's no more pull.
Yeah, used most of his mana pool to get the Jakiro to start things off. Also popped a BKB, so Was his 9-second BKB down to 8, which every little second can matter if this game's going to drag out and Vici Gaming will stall it. Getting those BKBs down to 5 seconds can make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, it's just like small consolation, I guess. Yeah. But it's something.
Well, just game 1 of a BO5, so either way for Vici Game. This game far from over for one thing, but they're not going to be too worried. Even
it's an Elder Titan Ember Weaver, so if you do screw up, these heroes have insane damage output, but it's just if LGD execute correctly, it seems very hard. They're going to jump in mid lane onto FY, or with FY, getting onto MMY, otherwise.
Yeah. Leave the kill for Black while everyone retreats, but there was no TPs. LGD just going to trade that for a tier 2 tower, and we'll see Black, I think, actually get to work on this tier 2 as well. TPs need to come soon because, well, LGD aren't getting anything in exchange for this. Black's like, this can't be right. Like, where are they?
Oh, Courier, don't go that way. Tinkbot, where you going, bro?
They ignore it. They micro the right direction. Black has his Lincoln's prop. Going to BKB as well. How long till a blink up? 5 seconds, and then there's a blink lasso. Storm going to zip to the high ground. Finds FY instead. Black's still on the run here. There could be a blink lasso in a second, and they're going to find Black. That's not good for Vici Gaming.
It's just such a difficult... Like, when it gets to this stage of the game as a Weaver, it's just so damn hard. He's farmed, too. He's got Lincoln Sphere BKB. I mean, what else can you get defensively? You can try to farm a heart. You have to get that Deso in the mix, or people just ignore you. Storm, Doom, Bat. Just, you let them get to the stage, and Vici Gaming just don't match up.
Normally, Weaver has, like, you BKB and you have the max movement to Chikuchi to escape, but... I mean,
these heroes just run you down anyway.
LGD may as well have max movement speed heroes. That's what Sylar's ulti gives him. That's what the Bat Rider with 4-star plus Blink gives him.
And they're going to have an Ags coming out for Yao. Is it actually already ready? He's got his Ags already, gods.
Oh, man.
22. You wanted to see Yao farm? Oh, mama. Is he farming or what?
Okay.
He's already sold the Midas, I believe. He just doesn't have any room for items anymore. Yeah. Double Ags coming out, it looks like.
LGD side, like Faith has his Ag Scepter plus another 2k gold, so he can get a 4-star for Blink, something along those lines. You want more catching potential. Get a Blink dagger.
Definitely go high ground now. 2 minutes on the Aegis. Double Ags picked up. Faith makes it the triple Ags. He's been lumbering around that for a little while. And they're going to zip into the base here on your Storm, just blowing up the Lion. FY, nowhere is safe.
Yeah.
Not even your own tier 3s.
Super has gone for a Lincoln, so he's just lurking around. He's going to farm the Ancients. I think trying to get...
Oh, they're going in there too?
Yeah.
Where are you going, Weaver?
That was very close. He orchid to break the Lincolns and was going to go for a Vortex plus Ice Blast, but couldn't quite get the Vortex off before the fire ran out. But this still means Ember has no buyback. He was trying to farm that Ancient camp to help him get closer to that buyback. Still has some ways to go.
Here we go. Doom with that Shiva's Ags Refresher. Can they somehow burst him? Doesn't seem possible. And if they don't, can they hold the line? They'll try. That's for damn sure. But with an Alpha Wolf, you really can't ignore Yao for long. He's just laying into this tower now. Looks for the Doom. That's BKB #1. That could be big, but they get the lasso. They'll pull an Ice Ace. Now as Vici converge, they'll get caught by these Dooms. Potentially Black gets Doom. The refresher's there. Secondary BKB. Secondary Doom. Two carries out of the fight. Actually, are they? They do manage to bring down that Doom, but it comes at the cost of Black.
Yeah.
He'll drop here. Still, they have some lives to work with, and with your Aegis on Sylar, he'll zip in further, gods. Looking for the kills and the GG.
Oh, he finds FY off to the side. Almost gets the Elder Titan as well. Triple, quadruple buybacks coming from Vici Gaming. They get the kill on Sylar, but you just use 4 buybacks. That's not good. No. What a mess. They're chasing, looking for kills. They'll get MMY in the Searing Chain.
Easy Ancient Apparition kill.
I guess you held if you're Vici Gaming.
See, that type of... I think you can win the game that way. If it's late game, maybe they don't have buybacks on the enemy team, or you have, like, 6 slots. But this is delaying crucial item progression. Super only has a single Battle Fury and Lincolns. He's not that scary. Weaver has a Lincolns in him. Desolator, also not that scary.
Well, Sally, for Faith, you got to be careful here. Super's going to find him. It cancels the Blink Dagger as well, and Lincoln's going to help him out. This double stun with the Aghanim Scepter, and there's your Blink out.
They might be able to run him down, but... it's just an ogre. I mean, he's already got Ags. What does it really matter? I'm okay. Dope. The dope is down, but... quadruple buyback. They need more than an ogre and an Ancient Apparition kill. They end up even getting 4 in the end. I don't think it really matters that much with that many buybacks.
Very, very costly for him. And I think LGD just kind of make another go of it with these buybacks and corners. I don't know what just happened to Yao. He just popped a BKB at base, so... just getting his BKB down to 5 seconds that little bit quicker. He's like, guys...
he wants the low cooldown, dude.
Yeah, it's going to happen anyways. I want that short 55-second cooldown.
Oh wait, he's got refresher, so I don't know about that, but yeah, it's still a good position here.
We've seen some odd ulti uses. There was Tide Ravaging in the Fountain earlier. There was How when he armlet toggled and died to Ancients. There's been some questionable misplays.
I think honestly you don't have Aegis, but you just go right back down mid with the double Doom. Because you just Doom 2 heroes, they're almost certainly dead if you have any follow-up, and then they have no buybacks, and it's GG.
Buybacks is the counter to Doom in some ways in the late game, and when they're down, that's definitely where you want a 5-man.
And remember, buybacks have a 1 minute longer cooldown in this patch, so
yeah,
it's a Doom buff.
Alrighty, so Doom ready to go in 35 seconds.
They're pinning out black. They can go for this long range zip. I mean, it's got to be super long range.
Yeah, maybe he'll block the... If he can maybe Shikuchi out of there, I guess, because the Orchid will get blocked and then the pull has to come right immediately.
If he was there like 2 seconds later, they would have gone. But yeah, it was a bit. You blow all your mana on Sylar, you don't get that kill. Maybe you can't push.
Pull's gonna come out. What does that mean, LD?
Why am I the person being asked down? Where's Winter when you need him?
No. Or Roland.
Or Roland, yeah.
Something bug.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good.
Hopefully nothing game-breaking. I mean, as far as game-breaking goes, this game is already 20k gold lead and pretty one-sided. And,
I would ask for... yeah, I got the bug. Ember bug.
Can you not move or something?
Is it fixed?
Well, it seems alright. Oh, he's actually stuck. He needs a Fire Remnant or something. Apparently you have to TP it out.
I've never seen that bug before.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
Well, Godhunt seems to know all about it. Shout out to Starladder. Doing their late night casting thing here.
That's some
or early morning
observer coaching. What is this?
Oh, it's rigged. Yeah. They're trying to rig the game for Vici, dude. Well, go make a Reddit thread, boys.
Confirmed 3-2-2. 3-2-2 organizers.
Well, this game is really confirmed 3-2-2. It was literally in the score earlier.
Yep.
All kinds of 3-2.
So Silas got himself a Shiver's Guard and every little bit just to help negate the damage output of Vici Gaming. First the BKB, then you can block the physical damage coming out from the Weaver, the Ember Spirit, and Ember goes BKB Lincoln, so very defensive items from Super.
Now, I will say, Gods, if you BKB this game, there's only Doom as well as Lasso to break it, so that could make the Lincolns very potent, potentially. And maybe what you do is you throw the double Lincolns on one hero while they're BKB'd, and then you really can't Doom them. You Doom, and you'd have to refresh, you'd have to Doom, refresh, Doom, and Lasso to get through that.
Fights brewing here. They're going to actually run into the supports. Could get a fast kill on MMY, but here comes the BKBs. It's the Batrider launching himself into the fray here. Ice is going to be the first one to go down. Lion's also taking this build. Nice Ice Pass Macro Pyre from Fenrir doing a ton of damage. LGD losing a lot of these heroes. Everyone's low.
Where are the Dooms? Yao finally uses a single one.
There's your second. Fenrir going to go down as well. Ember Spirit shows up. Now not afraid of the Doom. Now with both of them being used, Super can just
no buybacks. 4 dead. This is still trouble for Vici Gaming. Triple, Ultra, GG. Well played. LGD just using those lack of extra lives on Vici to full effect.
Yeah.
And I just think they drafted and played this really well. You're up against Ember Weaver. You can clearly see Vici on a rat, split push, play pick off Dota. You pick a bunch of heroes that just crush split push.
They had so much pick-off potential. It was insane. So
well executed.
Yeah, very well executed LGD, and the early game just went so well for them as well. I mean, apart from Sylar, he got shut down a little bit, but I think they put almost too much effort on shutting down Sylar and gave Batrider too much space. This Batrider 6-0 and 13 at the end of the day. That was just a perfect Batrider play. He created so much space to help Sylar catch up this game.
Yeah, Sylar farmed pretty well as well. So even though he died a lot more than you would have liked for Storm, he ended up having a huge impact. Well, it looks good here for LGD in Game 1. Of course, it is a best of 5, but yeah, LGD looking strong.
Yep, 2 games away from qualifying for the Summit.
Can they do it? Will they come to Los Angeles, guys? We'll have to find out. Vici Gaming not out of this one yet, but they got to put a few wins on the board.
Yeah, stick around, guys. We're going to be back, take a quick break, and Game 2 of this best of 5 Grand Finals will be here for the Summit 2 China by G2A.com.
You got spare game codes or any digital goods? There is a place you can sell them in less than 1 minute. Watch. Go to g2a.com. Click Start Selling. Fast login. Go to My Account and click on Selling tab. Sell new item. Enter name, code, set a price. And done. G2A.com Digital Marketplace. Global selling simplified.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, West Virginia, West Virginia, West Virginia.
Well, guess I will take my 4s.